Hello, welcome back to the next unit on human resource management. See, the next unit is all about acquisition of human resources. So, in this unit, we are going to cover about the very important concepts like concepts which are going to help you out to acquire the human resources into the organization. So, see, acquiring the human resources is the biggest challenge of every organization. That is why this acquisition of human resources has got very much importance in the organizational scenario. Let us try to understand how to acquire the human resources. See, acquiring human resources is somewhat better, somewhat different than the acquiring the best human resources. See, every organization is built on the best human resources. So, having a best human resources is going to fulfill and achieve the objectives of the organization in a smoother way. So, let us find out how the human resources are going to be acquired in an effective way. Let us find out all those things. Okay, so in this particular topic, in this particular unit, we are going to cover about the four important topics. So that is, first one, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, and the fourth one is induction. So these are the four core areas which we are going to focus on today in this second unit. Okay, so firstly, let me start with human resource planning. So in short, we call it as HRP. So now I have given you in the slide, I have mentioned it as HRP. So now, what is human resource planning, or what is HR planning, or in short you can call it as what is HRP? Okay, so human resource planning is nothing but it's a process of analyzing and identifying the need for and availability of human resources so that the organization can meet its objectives. See, every organization should have the required manpower. If the organization doesn't have required manpower, they cannot run its functions, they cannot functionize their organization, and moreover they cannot achieve their organizational goals. So to achieve their set targets or to achieve their desired goals and objectives, every organization should have a required number of manpower. Human resource planning is a concept which deals with about the availability of manpower, and moreover it is going to tell us about the how much manpower is needed in the organization in the future. So that is possible if we can plan the things as far as the human resources point of view. So effective human resource planning is all about selecting the right people, identifying the right capabilities in a candidate, and moreover in the right time we need to select the person, and moreover right place we need to select them, right? So this is the essence of human resource planning. So now let us find out what are the benefits of effective human resource planning. If we have an effective plan about the future manpower requirement, so what are the benefits that an organization can get? See, if we have done effective human resource planning, then it is going to reduce the labor turnover and it is going to improve the employee retention. Right? Improved employee retention is possible with the help of effective human resource planning, and also we can reduce the labor turnover also in the organization if we have effective human resource planning, and it is going to improve the succession planning also, and it is going to reduce the recruitment costs also. And of course, see, if we have proper effective human resource planning, then it is going to reduce all the recruitment costs. Okay, if we don't have human resource planning, then we are going to dump lot of funds on human resource plannings, on recruitments, or on conducting selection tests, all these things. Okay, So in order to reduce all those things, an effective human resource planning is needed. So with the help of effective human resource planning, we can reduce all the recruitment costs, and moreover it is going to increase the productivity of the organization, and it is going to improve the ability to attract and retain the topest talent in the organization. So these are the benefits of effective human resource planning. And coming to the next topic, that is factors affecting human resource planning. So when you are going for human resource planning, we have got two different factors which are going to affect the organization. So see, if the HR people are going to plan for human resources for the futuristic area, here we have external factors and we have got some internal factors. So in the external area, government policies, economic factors, business environmental factors, information technologies, and the availability level of technologies. So these are the external factors which are going to affect the human resource planning. See, every time the government is usually changing its policies. So when the governments are changing policies, obviously it may have an impact on the human resource plannings of every organization. And moreover, economical factors, see, sometimes business environments also gets changed. Sometimes with the help of government regulations, the business environmental factors also gets disturbed. So if this happens, then there would be a greatest impact on the human resource planning. Okay, like this we have got some external factors, and somewhat from the internal point of view also we have got some factors which are going to affect the human resource planning. So the first one, that is organizational strategies. See, organizations keeps on changing their strategies basing on the available situation. So when situation changes, or again obviously the organization also gets changed their strategies also. So when if the organization keep on changing its strategy, so it's going to have an impact on the human resource planning. And even the HR policies, changing HR policies also have an impact on the human resource planning concept, planning period. See, the organization should have abundant time period for planning the human resources for the future purpose. See, if you don't have proper timing, if you don't have proper time period for the planning, so it is going to have an effect on human resource planning. And moreover, to have a proper job analysis, this human resource planning is also going to affect. And future programs also, with the help of future programs also, human resource planning is also going to get affected. So these are some of the factors which are going to affect the human resource planning. And coming to the next one, that is how human resource plannings can be done in the organization. See, we have got different steps. So the firstly we need to have a clear-cut objective of human resource planning. Why we are doing human resource planning, that we need to have a great clarity about. We should have a great clarity about why the HR planning is important, why HR planning is implementing, what is the main purpose of implementing human resource planning. That point we should keep in mind. And after that, we need to have a current manpower inventory. See, at present, how many employees are there in the organization? Is this inventory are going to work out in the future or not? And if not in the future, how much manpower is needed? So that to have a future assessment, to have a future analysis, or to have a futuristic requirement, we need to collect we need to analyze what is the current manpower inventory. And coming to the third one, that is forecasting demand and supply. Right, about the human resources, what is the present demand and what is the future demand, and whether that demand is possible, whether we can meet that demand in the future or not with the available manpower or not. We need to see that. For having clarity on that, we need to go for forecasting demand and supply. And moreover, next one, that is manpower gaps. Manpower gaps is also one of the points where we can manpower gaps is also one of the points under the human resource planning. And coming to the next one, that is appraisal of manpower planning. Coming to the next one, that is employee plan, and how training and development should be organized. Of course, basing on the human resource planning concept only, the training and developments also will be carried on. So to have a proper training development, human resource planning is very important. So after training and development, we need to go for appraisal of manpower planning. So this is about the process of human resource planning. And next one, that is what are the problems which are very commonly seen or observed in the human resource planning concept, particularly in the case of human resources. So here, see if the employer is resistant, see if the employer is not ready to change themselves. At that point of time, here it is going to be a biggest problem. Again, the employees also is not ready to change themselves according to the ongoing situation. So at that point of time also, purely resistance by employees. And moreover, see, sometimes trade unions also are not ready to change themselves. So at that point of time, human resource planning gets disturbed, and due to some uncertainties, human resource planning also gets affected. Inadequacies of information systems, if there is any gaps, or if there are any lapses in the information system, that is also not going to fulfill the objective of human resource planning. And it is going to identify crisis also, slow and gradual process, coordination with other management functions, integration with organizational plans. So these are some of the problems which we can see, which we can observe commonly in the human resource planning concept. And coming to the next topic, that is recruitment. What is meant by recruitment? Recruitment is a process of searching for the prospective candidate in order to fill the vacancies available in the organization. That is what the definition of recruitment. See, recruitment is nothing but process of searching the candidates for employment and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. That is what the definition of recruitment. And recruitment is an activity that looks the employers and the job seekers, and even it is a process of finding and attracting capable applicants for employment. See, whatever the notifications that we can see in the newspapers, or even in the job web portals, see, all those things all are falling under recruitment process, right? So after conducting this recruitment process, the organization will go for conducting selection process. So before the selection process, the organization should see what are the sources and how the recruitment processing has to be carried on. So now let us find out what is the process of recruitment. See, firstly, when you are going for recruitment, when you are going to search the candidate for a particular job vacancy, we need to identify the job requirement. Firstly, we need to see whether the job requirement or the job opening is there or not. And after after identifying job requirement, we need to prepare proper job description and job specification. After preparing job description and specification, you need to advertise the vacant position in the newspapers, or in the social medias, or in the job web portals, or through professional associations also. You can advertise the available vacancies. So do that after preparing job description and job specification, and attracting the candidates to apply for job. See, in the advertisement, we need to provide the right information. We need to provide them correct information and attractive information about the venue of the interview, about the date and time of the interview, and also, see, if you want to attract the more number of candidates, always you should mention the salary packages also within the advertisement, so that it is very possible to attract more number of candidates to apply for the job. And moreover, managing the applications, scrutinizing the applications, shortlisting the candidates. See, after attracting more number of candidates, you need to manage the applications, which means you need to control the flow, you need to manage the flow. So get enough number of applications, and after getting enough number of applications, we need to scrutinize the applications, which means we need to sort out, we need to delete all the unqualified candidates, or we need to scrutinize all the unwanted resumes or unwanted applications among the flood of applications. And finally, you need to shortlist the candidates, and by shortlisting, you need to inform it the same to the candidates to attend for an interview. And coming to the organizational point of view, see, organizations may have two different sources of recruitment. So when they are going for recruitment, they normally search the candidates in the internal point of view, as well as from the external point of view also. They are going to go for recruitment drives or go for searching the candidate. See, from the internal point of view, they will get leads from previous applicants, and they can do recruitments through present employees, and they can do recruitments through employee referrals, and even the former employees also gets recruited if they are really capable and if they are really needful. And from the external point of view, we can do searching process by giving advertisements, by conducting campus recruitments, by giving notifications through web portals like in the form of e-recruitments. And we have got employment exchanges also, and we have got walk-ins and write-ins. Contractors also, we can get the recruitment process gets completed. Acquisitions and mergers, and even some professional associations like lawyers associations, teachers associations, right? See, from all these professional associations also, we can get the required number of people to get applied to the job vacancies. And even the mergers and acquisitions also becomes a common external source which is available to the organizations. So after doing all these after using all these sources, after doing all these process, every organization should undergo for selection. So now what is meant by selection? Selection is nothing but it's a process of selecting the right candidate. Selecting the right candidate or suitable candidate to fill the vacancies available in the organization. So choosing from among the candidates within the organization, or from the outside of the organization, to make them to fill the available jobs in the organization, right? And how selection processings are going on in the present day scenario. See, initially every organization may conduct the first step. They'll start their selection process with a first step called as preliminary interview. In this preliminary interview, the interviewer is going to inquire about the basic information from the candidate. They will collect basic information from the candidate. So after conducting preliminary interview, they will receive all the applications. They will screen them all the applications. After screening all the applications, some candidates gets shortlisted, and those shortlisted candidates will be taken to the next type of test called as employment test. So in this employment test, here the interviewer is going to cross check about how that a candidate is going to suit for the organization, how that candidate is going to cater the needs of the organization, how far that candidate is useful to the organization. So in that way, employment tests will be organized. And the next one, that is conducting an interview. See, a personal conversation, a personal discussions may be undergone in between the interviewer and the interviewee at the organizational office. And in this interview, the interviewer is going to inquire about all the informations like what is his previous experiences, what are his goals, and how far he is going to settle down in the organization very soon, and how how far he is capable, how far he is more interested, how far he can do his journey to this organization for a longer period of time. Like all these things will be known by the interviewer by having a personal discussion with the interviewee in at the personal interview. And after clearing all the first 5 steps, the interviewer is going to cross check about the reference checkings, and after that the candidate will be undergone for conducting medical examination. After having a proper evaluation about the candidate in overall aspects, the candidate will be selected finally. So this is the common selection process which the organizations are conducting nowadays. And after selecting a candidate, the candidate will be given more information about the job, his responsibilities, his team members, his assignments, and whatever the basic information is needed, whatever the basic information required to offer to the candidate employee. So that will be done with a concept called as induction. So induction is nothing but it is a process of receiving and welcoming an employee when the first joins a company and giving him basic information. So lectures, handbooks, film, group seminars are used to impart information to new employees about the environment of the jobs and organization. See, induction is all about telling them with the overall information, telling with them about the overall functioning of the organization, and how employee inductions may be carried on. See here, initially in the first stage you need to meet and greet the candidate, and after that you need to introduce to the team members. After that having a clear organizational overview, and after that explaining about the work related policies and procedures, and what are the roles and what are the expectations of the management, and after that process compliances and how performance standards has been fixed, and what is his actual standard and actual performance that he need to show, and taking the review and the feedback. This is how employee inductions can be carried on at the organization. So this is all about the second unit. This second unit, I think you are very clear about the unit 2. It is all about acquisition of human resources. So in this particular unit we have seen all the 4 important concepts called human resource planning, recruitment, selection, and the 4th one is induction. So as of now we have covered about the existence of an employee in the organization, and in the next unit, in the next coming units, we will learn about how an employee gets trained, and how an employee's career can be developed, and how an executive development is possible in the organization. We are going to find out all those things in the next coming units. So this is all about the second unit. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next unit. Thank you. Bye.